Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us here in the Comics Corner. I'm Mike, and I'm here with Johnny.
I'm kind of creeping in the bushes.
There. Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
We can probably move the camera so you can sit down if you want. But today, again, it is Tuesday, so we are here with some comic news. Finally, some good news. We'll get to that in a second here. But also, we're going to have some auctions too, as Johnny knocks everything over.
That's right. Get out of my way.
So as you're fixing that, we can start with some of the good news, which is it is the 20th, which means that new comics came in. That's the first time since March 25th. So we have a handful. We've only got a handful of. It's mostly DC titles, some indie titles. It's a smaller week, which is kind of a blessing. That's what we were hoping for at the start here, was to kind of get back into it, just easing into it, because some people were concerned of, well, the first week back, is that going to be just, here's a billion comics coming out at once? But in this case, it was a smaller week. Like I said, mostly some DC titles. So we finally got that to look forward to again.
Yeah, I was stoked. I mean, I was just happy to be back in the store for the first time in like a month. Getting the new books was exciting. I really enjoy going through them. I know we've talked about this on the show, that like it can be a little therapeutic to just go through and bag and board stuff. So I was really happy to get to do that again. And yeah, just being in the store, it's like a lot of fun. And you're right. I'm glad actually that it was a smaller bundle of books, because we were talking by ourselves before the show that if they released everything all at once that was supposed to come out and got pushed back, no one would be able to afford it. Like even me, who has a job, like I couldn't afford it. And we were thinking, what if people weren't working this time?
And that's one of the things too, is like we always think about ourselves, and then also like from like the business standpoint, but also like if we got all these comics at once, like people who are out there buying them, like they might be out of a job, they might not be able to afford it at the moment. So it's nice that we get to kind of have a smaller start and ease people back into it. We'll see where it goes from there. I know there's no Marvel titles this week, so it's a little strange in that regard, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and then I noticed I don't know how they're doing the single issues for Marvel, but I know at least for the first few months they're staggering the collected editions. Like one week you get a bunch, the next week there's not many. So I don't know if they're doing that with the single issues. I'd have to look at the release schedule. Yeah, so that's something I got to look into.
But yeah, so we'll have some more news, kind of intermittent here. But from the start here, we have some new titles here that we're showing off.
Yes. Wait, hold on. Let me get the old one up first. So, oh man, wait! Look at the back of this Venom. We've been watching that documentary on ESPN, and we got Scotty Pippen, circa 1990s. Look at that. He's in the Bulls uniform. He's not griping about his contract.
Surely that only makes it go up in value.
100%. It's autographed by Scotty Pippen. No, it's not. That would make it worthless. So what do we got? Jinx, you owe me a soda.
All right. Well, we'll square up with that after the stream. But for right now, we've got, so we're starting off with one of the just a returning item from the auction. So we have the 9.0 Venom Lethal Protector #1. It's got that kind of holographic cover, if you can see there. Just a lot of red foil on the front. But then we also have a new item from this week's comics.
Yeah, Batman Last Night on Earth. So this was a 3-part, it was released in 3 single issues originally. It's done by the team of Capullo and Snyder, who did the whole New 52 run. So this was their like cap off to Batman. It's an Elseworld story, so it's not actually in continuity. And it's theoretically, it's like the last Batman story. I'm like throwing quotes behind these signs. I just noticed. Exactly. So it's supposed to be the last Batman story, and they finally collected all 3 issues in this hardcover. We just got it today. I thought we might as well throw it on the channel because it was a hot story when it was coming out. It's supposed to be really good. I've paged through the artwork. I usually wait for a collected edition so I can read the whole story. So there you go. We got it.
From the DC Black Label line too, which is like they're more mature stories. Yeah. A lot more like writer and artist facing or focused rather. So like that's a big part of it. And yeah, like that was a pretty big seller for us too. These single issues when that came out.
Was that, I might be wrong, was this the first one to go under the Black Label? Or
no, it wasn't. That was Batman Damned. But
yeah, that's
one of the earlier ones. I think the second Batman title, although then there was like the Harley Quinn and like side story ones, but ones that were specifically about Batman. Yeah, that's one of the starter titles for that. So we've got these guys up there. What are they at here for now?
So we got this guy starting at $40.
Yep. So starting with 40 for the Venom #1.
And then this guy, it retails at $29.99, but we're offering about 15% off for this, and we're gonna start the buy now. I don't remember what this one was. For Batman.
Yeah, the Batman was a buy now. Yeah.
Okay, so the buy now is going to be 26. We said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, here we'll pop that boy up there. He's been upgraded.
Oh yeah, buy it now. I forgot we had that section that's right in front of my face. So yeah, pretty sweet.
Also, shout out, hey there, Matt. Thanks for joining us again. on Facebook. So we are going on Facebook, facebook.com/pastimes, and we are also streaming out to Twitch. So twitch.tv/pastimes online.
We are everywhere.
So we're coming at you from different angles, and you can reach us on either of those platforms if you're looking to buy anything here. The auctions will have lasting up for a full 24 hours on our Facebook page. So any of those items that you want to bid on, you can reach us through there. We also do have the buy it now items. Those ones are kind of first come, first serve. So once they are,
ooh, can't hear. Like can't hear at all, or we're just talking too much? I mean, we're talking too soft.
Here, 1 second. Let's see what we can do here.
Oh, have we been miming this whole time? That would be awful.
Something you want to hit us up in the chat. What's maybe I'm too far away. But yeah, also shout out to Dave in the chat too.
That's right, my ultimates, dude.
But yeah, in the meantime,
you want to just keep talking?
The second auction item?
Yeah, actually, I did want to say one more thing about this guy too. Just something to consider if you ever are considering bidding on a CGC book, is it usually costs about $30 just to get the, I was mumbling. I mumble a lot in general. Sorry, David, I will clear up.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks for the confirmation, Dave and Zachary too.
Thank you. So now I got my voice on. Yeah, so with the CGC books, it usually costs about $30 just to get a book rated. So if we're selling it for $40, you're actually getting the book for a $10 value starting bid. So that's something to consider if you are looking at the value of these, or if you're potentially looking to hold on and flip it down the line. If you were to buy this copy yourself for $5 and then get it graded, you're spending about the same amount, and you don't even know if it's going to be a 9.0. So something to think about.
Yeah, and we were talking about Venom the movie, and how the Lethal Protector and Planet of the Symbiotes were kind of like the two main driving comic books that they were using to kind of like prep Tom Hardy to get into the role, and what they're using at story-wise.
Yeah, and then they have the second one coming out soon. So if you're one of those prospect, if you like the prospect with the books, I mean, more Venom, not a bad plan.
Would it echo? Well, all right.
We're echoing?
No.
Oh,
how about now, Temple? Is it going to echo though if he's talking at the same time?
Echo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all right. Let us know how that works now. If I'm coming in a little bit clearer. I know I'm a little far from the mic here, but we've got a second one set up. But yeah, Johnny's going to grab some more items here for us. We've got we've got another item that's going to be up there is a returning one of the Avengers. We have Avengers. Which issue was that? Number
196. First appearance of Taskmaster. He's coming up in the Black Widow movie. It's pretty cool. This is a CBCS grade, though, right? Not CGC. Yeah, CBCS.
Yeah, CBCS. So 5.5 it was?
Yeah, 5.5. What were we asking on this one?
That one we had at, I believe it was just 80.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so again, prospecting a book, this guy's going to be in a film coming up. That's a pretty big deal. Usually, ups the value of something. I don't want to put you on the spot. Does CBCS charge about the same amount as CGC to grade? I would imagine
it might be. Yeah, it was pretty comparable, I think, at the time.
So again, taking that into account, $30 of whatever you would put towards this is paying just for the fact that it's graded. So the book is protected, guaranteed at that price. Can't get any lower.
But we do have a new auction item too.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. I just put this set together a few minutes ago. I was looking around and thought, hey, Wolverine, he's like the coolest dude ever. I wish I was him. But I can't be, so maybe I just buy his comic books. So we got a little bundle here, starting with Wolverine #1, the 1988 series. So this kicks off his first ongoing series, started in 1988. Then we have the complete Frank Miller 4-issue 1982 series. So there's issue 1, 2, 3, 4, and the newest 2020 Wolverine series, issue #1. So the idea was you get a few #1s plus the newest series if you wanted to get into that.
Yes, it's a flight of Wolverine books.
Yeah, and this Frank Miller set, they're all in beautiful condition, but especially the Frank Miller set. I was looking at it and joking that it's nicer than the copy I own at home. So these are pretty good. Wolverine is always going to have value, so definitely a good investment to get books with Wolverine. And we're going to start that auction at 125, which, I mean, it's fair price for a complete mini series plus another 2 number ones, even though one of them is really recent. I mean,
if it's that constellation, that Wolverine #1, the new one, is actually pretty popular so far. Issue number 2 was the last one to come out on the 25th.
Yeah.
I don't think we've gotten a release date on number 3, but yeah, it's a relatively current one that's still ongoing. And yeah, it's part of the new like House and Powers of X, like Dawn of X line of new X books. So
yeah, and it's killer. I actually have the Wolverine series on my pull list right now. It might be the only single issue series I'm pulling at the moment. I'm a huge Wolverine fan, so I totally advocate for bidding on this lot here. It's a solid set. If you don't have any Wolverine books, this is a great start. Yeah, if you've never read that Frank Miller miniseries,
yeah, obviously the classic Frank Miller.
Oh man,
Wolverine #1. That's iconic art. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking. We did the Batman year 1. This is essentially the Wolverine equivalent of that. That's really what it is. It's a 4-issue series written by Frank Miller that came out in the '80s of a big star. I mean, it's really comparable to that.
And when he finally gets his own statue in Canada, you'll be ready to appear there.
Yeah, I was telling them earlier when they killed off Wolverine, spoilers, in 2016, Death of Wolverine. I swear to Bob, there was a legit what are those called? The word I used earlier.
It was like a crowd, not crowdfunding, but like
what's the you sign a
petition. Online petition.
There was a real petition going around to get a statue erect in Canada of Wolverine, and I completely signed it. Would have 110% flown out to Canada for an unveiling, and they didn't build it. And then they brought him back into comics. Now it doesn't even make sense to build a statue.
Well, he still deserves one. Like as far as iconic characters go.
And speaking of the Bulls, if Michael Jordan got a statue while they were still playing, Wolverine can get a statue while he's still in the comics. You're right.
Greatest of all times in terms of comics.
Yeah, Wolverine the GOAT. So that's what we got. Yeah, those are the auctions. So starting at $80 and $125 for the Wolverine set.
Yeah.
So pretty good.
Again, Facebook.com/pastimes. You can either post in the this live stream is going to have its own post on there. You can post in the comments there, or you can message us through the Facebook app. And we'll also get any kind of bids there, and we'll repost them in the Facebook post itself, so people can see kind of where it's at. Same with the the buy it now ones. The buy it nows you can get through Facebook chat or Messenger. When it's sold out, we'll list it as sold. These are just usually like one of a kind items, so first come, first serve. And Johnny, I think we have a question in the chat from Dave.
Huh? Johnny just said erect. That's not a question. That's a fact. Oh, he asked a question before that. What was the grade on Avengers? 9.5? No, 5.5. 5.5. That's a big difference. I don't want you to buy it thinking you're getting something you're not.
Yep, close enough.
Oh, geez, backwards. 5.5 right there. Center of the screen, clear as day. So yeah, you want to swap them out, put some new stuff up?
Yeah.
So we got a bunch of ones. Yeah.
Grab me another buy it now one too. Actually, here I'll do a returning item.
Yeah, what were we doing? The Daredevil was that buy it now or auction?
What's that?
Daredevil was that buy it now or auction?
I think that was a buy it now.
I thought so too. Okay, we'll wait on that for a
second. Be in the back. What? There's not one back there. Just grab whatever. You guys live? Mm-hmm. All right. So as for the buy it now, we have another returning item. We happen to have one more. We've got the Johnny. If you want to show that in front of the camera, once you're done stacking that.
Oh yeah, this guy right here.
Comics. Yeah. We've got the X-Men #1. It's called the party variant. It's got Jean Grey, Cyclops, and Wolverine popping out of a cape. That was the first issue. After the House and Powers of X, they call it the Dawn of X. X-Men #1, the party variant. We've got it for a flat. What does it say? $5 American.
Yeah. Lincoln, a fresh Lincoln.
American, yep. And then, so a reminder: any of the items that you get through here, we'll just kind of keep the tally, and we'll square up with you at the end. We can take PayPal, and then all of the shipping is a flat $5. So the more items that you add on there, that $5 stays. So you can just incentivize us, to get more items. And then, like I said, at the end of the auctions or the end of the stream, if you buy it now, we'll square up and then we could send it all out at once. So
solid. Good shipping deal. Actually, I buy a lot of stuff online. That's a pretty good shipping rate, to be honest. Yeah, 100. And we package everything pretty nicely, so it doesn't get damaged.
You could trust that we get enough comics sent to us weekly that are coming in damaged because they're not really packaged well, and that breaks our heart. So of course we know, we've got bubble tape, we've got enough padding in there to make sure that the comics get there in the condition that we're selling them at. So.
Can we take a jab at Diamond while we're talking about that?
Sure. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer that Diamond first week back. Not only are we getting items that are kind of a little bent and crinkled, we're also getting the thing of like, here's an entire big box for one small item. So that's
couldn't believe it.
That's always kind of a bummer.
There was a box, and I opened the box, and there was one book inside, one thin trade paperback that could have fit in an envelope. They put it in a big box, and then you're like, come on, Diamond, you're wasting stuff. It's shaking around in there, and that's how things get damaged. It's a bummer. So, all right, what do we got for auction here?
We've got some new items.
Well, we've got this returning guy. Yeah, from last week. So 9.0 X Factor number 6. First appearance of Apocalypse. Love this freaking cover. Can't say enough about it. I have one in my personal collection. It's got all 5 original X-Men on there. Cyclops, Iceman, Angel, Beast, Marvel Girl, and Apocalypse there in the center. I believe he appears first on the last panel of issue 5. He has the cameo, and then issue 6 his first full appearance. Mm-hmm. So, this book was super, super hot for a while there when the movie came out. Died down a little, but if he ever makes a comeback in the MCU, that's going to be a killer issue to have. So, what are we looking to get for this bad boy?
That one we have, which one? That one? I think it was, There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Much better. I think that one we had at a flat 50.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, again, that's a good deal. I'm not just saying that because I work here. If you're spending $30 to grade the book,
giving them away.
I mean, you're only paying $20 for the book if it's $30 to grade it. So that's good. And then over here, the new item for our auction. So we've got the entire Nightfall run of Batman. Boom! It's this huge sack right here. It's like a sack of books. Look at that sucker. It's like an omnibus of single issues. So it includes Batman 497 through 500, Detective Comics 654 through 660, and Shadow of the Bat 7 and 8, I believe, or 7 through 9. I can't read that writing, but it's the whole Nightfall set. Plus, we're also going to include the Vengeance of Bane one shot and Vengeance of Bane 2. This is his first appearance, so that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, we talked about that one last time. Yeah, like it's the first time that you see Bane, it's one that people usually kind of forget.
Because it's a one shot. It's not in. I mean, it's in continuity, but it's a one shot. It's not like an issue number.
And then also, if you could show that too, to show on I think it's under where the price is or not. At the top, it shows that one is a first print because otherwise it would say second print there.
Here.
So kind of a quick way to kind of
Okay.
Those who are collecting, that right there is where it would say second printing. So that's how you know, because we talked about like the way that modern variants could, sometimes it's like or second printings, it's like a variant cover or like a different color wash over it or black and white, something to kind of visually indicate that it's the second printing. But a lot of the older comics like that, there wasn't really as much out there for kind of knowing. So you kind of got to squint a little bit to make sure that you're getting the right edition. So,
but we promise you that as a first print.
Yep.
And we're looking for $125 starting bid for that.
125.
Yeah, 125. That's it. Yeah, not $1.25. Sorry, that was not clear.
Using the business lingo here.
That's right. So considering you get the full set and a first appearance, I mean that's pretty convenient if you're trying to collect a whole lot or a whole run. We got it all.
Got the Batman Nightfall bundle here.
Yeah, and then we should swap out that buy it now. Is that a new buy it now?
That one is the new buy now.
That's the new buy now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, again, a reminder, I'm posting them in the Facebook chat right now, or in the Facebook post right now. Any interest, you can message, you can post on the Facebook post for the auction, so that way we can see kind of where it's at, who's interested, and then same with the buy it nows, because those ones especially, it's first come, first serve. So whoever is the first one to comment on there, we'll check with them after the chat or after the stream, and we'll get the payment, and then once that's sold, it's sold. So.
That's right. And then you'll be feeling that FOMO, fear of missing out. So you better act now. Act stat.
Batman Nightfall bundle we had at $125. So that's not that bad.
No, it's not. I mean, just putting it together costs $125 worth of labor. No,
it's a lot of tape and wrapping.
It's a lot of back and boards.
Exactly, yeah.
So pretty solid set though.
Yeah, we hope everybody out there is doing good. A little preview for tomorrow, or a reminder for those who might not have seen it. Tomorrow we're going to be back as part of the Comics Corner doing our book club. This week's book is the IDW Transformers More Than Meets the Eye. We're doing basically the first trade paperback, which it's issues 1 through 3, and also the Death of Optimus Prime one shot. So it's basically about 4 issues, and we're kind of dipping into something new, not really superheroes. It's a independent publisher, so a smaller line. Although everybody knows Transformers, and we are. To tease a little bit, we will have a special guest joining us. The first non-Johnny and Mike entity on the Johnny and Mike Comics Corner. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, and actually, I suggested this one completely blind based off of the recommendation of our guest. Are we saying who it is, or is it a secret?
Oh yeah, we could say. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Eric, who used to work here.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot
surprise.
Of people, if you're watching as a subscriber, Eric that we all know and love will be returning to join us as part of our stream tomorrow. Because he is. I'm sure if you spent any time talking with him as a comics customer, I'm sure he probably tried to push you onto it at one point or another, because he is a very big Transformers fan. He loved it growing up, and then this Transformers series especially was kind of a big breakout hit for the franchise again, as far as bringing it back into comics. So that's kind of why we're using that as the jumping off point, because it's like, here is a modern Transformers story that people could jump into to not only get refreshed with the characters, but also meet new characters, new storylines, and a bunch of fun stuff. So
yeah, so I think it's pretty cool that, he recommended that to me years ago, and I haven't gotten to read it. So to get a chance to review it with him, that was never planned when he told it to me. I just think it's pretty cool that that's going to come full circle for me. So I'm very stoked. And yeah, Eric's a big deal for me, because he was my first connection here I made at Pastimes years ago. So he's the reason.
He was basically my boss when I joined here, and now I'm being the mini Eric in the meantime. So
that's actually what I call Mike when we're off camera, mini Eric.
Yeah, he yells.
That's what the M and Mike stands for.
But yeah, and if nothing else, it'll be fun for us to chat with him again, because we miss him during all this time. So
yeah,
we get to kind of get to talk shop again and hang out for a bit. So
well, generally speaking, I would get dinner with him once a week regularly before the quarantine, and we would talk comics, and we haven't gotten to do that in over a month and a half.
The original Comics Corner.
It's true. Yeah, we would always request the corner of whatever restaurant we went into.
Corner booth at every booth.
Yeah.
We had cameras pointed at yourselves.
And they said, we don't have a corner booth. And I said, okay, we'll stand over there and just hand us our food. I'm cool with that.
And now you can't do that.
Now we can't even go into a restaurant unless we have a face mask, and then we got to leave right away. Very depressing.
Yeah, okay, John in the chat here too. You can definitely come on over. Once we're allowed to go to restaurants again, we're gonna have to try and stage a Comics Corner eat-in.
Oh my gosh, that would be so cool.
So
we do a live Q&A.
So I'm a sucker for alliteration. That's in part why we have Comics Corner as the name of this.
I know what you're gonna say.
The first thing that comes, do you? I was gonna say Comics Chow. Is that bad? I'm trying to think of a good food pun for comics and eating.
No, Chow's the best one you can think of.
All right, we'll workshop that one. Leave in the comments what you think our eating and comics review should be.
Oh, we should. You know what we should do? We should have a contest, and people can suggest a name, and we'll pick 3 names, and then have a vote or something like that. I don't know.
I'm always down for more excuses for us to hop on and talk about comics.
So. And any excuse for us to go get food. So I'm down on that as well.
So real quick, it was the X Factor number 6. That's a 9.0.
9.0 CGC, $50 starting price. 5.0. That's a grant if you're still talking presidents on the bill. And then we got 125. Or $125, as we say in the biz, which means 125.
Oh, Comics Cookout. So that's really awesome. But the bummer is then we have to keep up with the actually cooking out and grilling.
Oh yeah,
might be a little tougher during the winter months, but the comic cookout.
Well, actually, if we do a cookout, we can have everybody sitting 6 feet apart. We can do this during quarantine. Holy cow!
BYO burgers, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I'm gonna bring. I want one of those whole pigs on a stick over a fire, and I'm just gonna rotate it while we're talking.
It's like a comics luau, though.
Yeah. Oh wow. That's when we go to Hawaii, sponsored by Diamonds.
Exactly. Yeah. A bunch of really.
We'll get damaged on the flight,
Exactly. Yeah.
or luggage will get lost. I don't know, something stupid.
All right. So now that we've got a good front runner for the title, let's swap out some comics here.
Let's do it.
Pop these boys out.
Oh, look at this sucker! I can't wait to
That
talk
is
about
a
it.
thick one.
It's a big guy.
So thanks again for everybody who's joining us in chat, whether you're on Facebook, facebook.com/pastimes, or on Twitch, twitch.tv/pastimesonline. We are here again at Pastimes, showing off some items that we've got for sale. Some are some returning items that we're looking at, and then a bunch of new ones too, including some items like in the Buy It Now for books that just came out today. I'll remind it in the chat here for the Buy It Now. It was the Batman Last Night on Earth, the hardcover volume of the 3-issue Black Label series. That one just hit the shelves again today because for those who don't know or who may have forgotten, the 20th here is going to be the first day again of new comics. So a bunch of new stuff coming in, mostly DC related. But yeah, it's just good to kind of get back into it.
Okay, I think that glare is going to be a problem, so that's the best we're going to do. I'll move them around as we talk about it.
Yeah.
So we going from are we doing manga style or are we doing like American comic?
Right. So we can American comic.
American comic.
Number 5. Number 5 comes before.
That's right.
6.
That is true. All right, so we got returning here, Daredevil Cgc, number 227, 9.2. I remember talking last week about this. That this was my issue. I sold this to you guys. This is a sweet cover. I have one in my own collection, so I think it's just sweet. The blues, the backdrop. Is it a key issue? Not particularly. It's just awesome.
Key to you though.
It is key to
And
me.
key to other people out there because, like we talked about, like the Daredevil series, the storyline that's introducing a lot of key elements to like people who, if you watch like the TV show, if that's kind of your main entry into it. That's definitely a start. Yeah.
And if you're one of those people that likes to read the book before watching the movie or the TV show, you definitely would want to read this section of Daredevil before watching the show, if you want to do it in that order. So that's that. And then over here, we're going to stick with the Daredevil theme. So this is going to be a lot. This is a nice little...
brace yourself. Also, real quick, though, looks like we got Matt in the chat here putting a bid down for X Factor number 6 for $60.
Matt,
awesome.
good investment, my friend.
A reminder, all of the auctions here will last for one full day. So at 4 p.m. Central Time, whatever the highest bid is at that point, it'll close. We'll probably have like a 5-minute sniper rule where if, somebody puts in a bid like near the end, that'll extend it another 5 minutes just so, people can't, sneak in at the last second. But yeah, so right now, X Factor number 6 is leading with a $6 bid.
Solid. Also, I'm looking at our chat here and I just saw Michael Kaiser. Yeah, I know. I was going to be like, hey, that guy just put in a buy it now. And I realized it was you.
This Mike guy's just buying it all up.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, selling posts as Pastimes.
Because I've never called you Michael. You're either Mike or Mini Eric.
The nice thing is that picture looks loosely like me, so you can kind of tell. But yeah.
Right. So, all right. So
don't worry. I'm not scooping everything up in the chat. I'm just listing things. But yes.
Yeah, we're just like beefing up the auction back and forth. So second set here, we have a bundle of Frank Miller Daredevil. So for those of you who don't know, this is Spectacular Spider-Man number 27. This is actually Frank Miller's first work on Daredevil. Frank Miller drew this issue, and this is the first time he drew Daredevil, wasn't in a Daredevil issue. So you get that first Frank Miller work on Daredevil. Plus, we're going to be throwing down 4 trade paperbacks, including volumes 1, 2, and 3 of the Frank Miller by Klaus Janson Daredevil series. And we're throwing in Daredevil Born Again 1 through 5. The origin story. No, that was Man Without Fear. This is not the origin. This is this. This is Born Again.
You get to see the start of it.
Yeah, so this collects Born Again, which is issues 227 through 233. I bet it's on the back here. 226 through 233. So you're going to get all 4 trade paperbacks plus this issue here. We're starting that auction at $120. So the retail on the trade paperbacks alone is about that much. So including, if we're going to include the first issue of Spectacular Spider-Man, pretty good. This is a great run of Daredevil.
Yeah,
Probably
I
the
was gonna say,
the most
you cover a
iconic.
lot. Yeah, like I was gonna say those trade paperbacks. I feel like we're usually kind of selling out of, or I know has been I think partially out of print for a bit because yeah, those are
Yeah.
kind of the go-to. If you're looking to read Daredevil, yeah, like Frank Miller runs Daredevil is kind of what almost Batman Year One style again. This man
And
just
Wolverine-
can't stop restarting series.
Dude, in
Kind
the
of like-
'80s, they let him retell everybody's
Exactly,
origin.
yeah,
Like
and
they
that's
did.
like the TV shows of Daredevil, like they kind of follow heavily off these themes.
Oh,
and
so
these
hard.
characters. So like, if you're looking to kind of get what people envision as Daredevil, it's this bundle right here. So
Yeah, and I'm a huge proponent of these books. I actually own all of these, but they're collected together in an omnibus, and that's just the format I collect. But they're literally the exact same books with the same trade dress, everything. They're just bigger hardcovers. So I can't recommend this lot enough. Really great. You can read it on its own. You don't, because it's like a retelling of his origin. You don't need to know anything about Daredevil beforehand. You can literally jump in. This is a great starting point.
and the Spectacular Spider-Man, that's issue 27.
Yeah. So yeah, Frank Miller.
The starting one of Daredevil.
Yeah, just to give you a
Frank Miller's
brief history. Frank Miller, he does Spectacular Spider-Man 27 and 28 before actually jumping over to Daredevil issue 158. So Daredevil 158, which is included here in volume 1, is his first work on the title of Daredevil, but Spectacular Spider-Man came first.
And that was 125 was the start for that one.
120 actually.
120, yeah.
Yes, you're saving $5 already.
All right, there we go.
And then for a buy it now, we have this absolute edition of Hush, Batman
Yeah.
Hush. So for those who don't know, absolutes, they are bigger than a Marvel omnibus in terms of height. It doesn't even fit into the
Yeah.
screen. That's how big it is. But it's thinner than a Marvel omnibus. So actually, I think these hold up really well in terms of quality.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of close to almost like an artist edition.
Yeah.
Not quite as big, but it's the thing where you get to see on bigger pages more detail, like better scans and resolution on the images. So you can kind of see like all the lines of inking and just see everything at a bigger quality. So
Right. And then too, with like the thickness, like sometimes when you get the omnibus and they're too thick, they actually fall
yeah,
apart.
I was gonna say, like the way the spine is kind of glued together and everything like that.
Yeah.
It's a little unwieldy.
But the absolutes are really good size. They don't seem to have that issue falling apart. And then, like you were just saying, you get this oversized artwork. For those who don't know, Hush is drawn entirely by Jim Lee.
Yeah.
So if you want some guy's art in oversized format, Jim Lee is a great
That's one to go for.
great option. Plus, this comes in a sweet. I know it's kind of hard to do with the camera. It's in a sweet slipcase, so
Yeah.
the book is protected.
So it's hardcover, slipcase.
Yeah.
Bigger than average page size. Too, so.
I have a few Batman absolutes. I would say, as far as individual stories, that's the best way to read those. I really do.
And then also they do come with stuff like I think there's like sketches in the back. There's like commentary, like
There's always bonus
yeah,
material up the
yeah.
wazoo.
In the same way, you can get like scripts and stuff like that to kind of get behind the scenes, like interviews with Jim Lee and the writers. So yeah, you do get a lot of extras too. So
Yeah, and with the absolutes, they don't always go back into print. Some of them do, but that's one of those titles. Like once they're sold out, you might have a hard time finding it. So if this is something you're interested in, we have it here in store. Retail is $100, $99.99. We're starting this at, I got it written down here, sorry. Hush, 85. So we're starting this at $85, or is it buy now? Buy now, 85.
yeah, it's buy it now for 85.
Yeah, so you're getting a percentage off of cover price. Like I said, I don't think it's currently out of print, but once it hits that point, 85 is going to be a really good deal. So
yeah, Matt mentions in the chat that Jim Lee was the artist that got him into comics. I mean, yeah, like that's
hell yeah.
especially like in the 80s for that was it for a lot of people. Because also at that point he was doing Marvel and DC, so like he was kind of crossing both bounds. So like people know him for a lot of different stuff, and then independent work too, like with Image. So he's definitely very prolific, still going, still taking part in part of the comics like auctions and charity stuff that's going on right now too. Like he's auctioning off like original pieces, so it's he's very much still a big part of the industry. So
yeah, and if anybody doesn't know, the 90s X-Men cartoon, which got a lot of people, especially in our age group, into X-Men, those are based off of his design.
Exactly.
Like when he got the series, he's the one who gave Cyclops the yellow strap. He brought Wolverine's yellow costume back because he was in brown before that. He revamped it. So Jim Lee's a pretty big deal. And he's a damn good artist. I love his work.
So stuck around for a reason. So
yeah, I mean, most people consider him one of the top artists of all time. Anything cool? That pull-out page was awesome. Wait, which pull-out page? In X-Men #1? For Matthew in the chat, he said that there's a pull-out page. I assume that's what he's talking about.
With Wildcats, by the way, we do still have that. Maybe we could put that back.
Oh yeah, we have that. It's signed by him, right?
Yes, yeah. That one was unfortunately we talked about it last time. It was CGC'd. We had it signed. It was in a poly bag with a signature card, which the signature card should also be there in a bag and board.
Yeah.
But we talked about the fact that CGC is very stringent with signatures. And unfortunately, this wasn't enough verification, even though it was kind of the only way that it came in. It wasn't enough as far as their verification. So they weren't able to, put it as an authorized CGC cover. But we still have it. It's still great. Like you said, it's Wildcats and Jim Lee, so you can't go wrong with that. It's a lot of anime on there. Let me straighten this bad boy out for you.
Thank you.
Too many big books. There's no room to hold it all.
It's true. We got to get it out.
Maybe we'll go down the line, then we'll talk about the buy it now once there's some room.
Sure.
There's a whole lot of X-Men in the way.
That's right. So you already talked about this guy, right?
Yeah.
We're good on that. So X-Men Grand Design. We are selling another bundle, a lot of X-Men Grand Design volumes 1, which is just Grand Design. 2, which is actually this sucker right here. X-Men Grand Design, Second Genesis. Also, that is absolutely in the Sega Genesis font, and it's, look at that, Sega. And then we have X-Men Grand Design Extinction, which is volume 3.
Yep.
So, who wants to talk about these? Because we can both
I was gonna say
rave.
we started off, because there's and also the fact that you know very much about X-Men. Like, honestly, in some ways, like we'll get into this as to what they are, but this was kind of a way for me to kind of catch up on a lot of the X-Men story arcs. So
yeah, so a couple years ago, I mean, this is 3 or 4 years ago, Ed Piskor, who's the writer of these, I think he drew them too. He decided to do X-Men Grand Design. So it was originally released in single issues. And what they do is they retell a huge chunk of X-Men's history. So this book here covers the first section of X-Men with just the original 5. Yeah. So this is like their whole history told in this slim volume. So is it every single story that was written for the first 20 years of X-Men? No, but it's a nice telling of it. If you're just trying to get a brief synopsis, this is by far the best way to do it.
Matt, you came back just in the nick of time. We're talking about even more X-Men.
Oh, yep, X-Men #1 pullout. That is really cool. And the connecting covers. Yeah, so this guy collects, like I said, the first 5 X-Men, like their stories. Then we get Second Genesis, which is after like Wolverine, Colossus, Storm, Warpath all come into the fold.
As it shows, it's a lot about Phoenix and I guess like Dark Phoenix stuff too.
Yeah, definitely. Banshee, Warpath, all those guys, Nightcrawler, they come in here. Probably covers Days of Future Past. And then you get the third section of X-Men history, Extinction. So that's covering like Extinction Agenda. I think basically this covers the entire Chris Claremont run.
I was gonna say he's mostly aiming at like a lot of the Claremont stuff. So it's Chris Claremont, definitely again as far as like when people think about a series, like he's him and his run of the X-Men is what a lot of people pull from. So again, Piskor, is also talking using that as kind of a jumping off point because it's almost like his retelling of that, and he's got incredible art. He did for those who don't know, he did the hip hop family tree books about 5 or so years back, which was kind of his retelling of the rise of hip hop and hip hop culture. what do we have this one starting as?
Well, I was gonna show off the artwork first real quick, but we starting we have $75. So retail is 90. So they're all three are new. These two are sealed. This one isn't sealed, but it's still brand new. So just to show off real quick the artwork, it's got this very like old school.
Yeah. It's kind of like faux, like distressed, like page, like it's kind of like yellowing and browning, and he's got a very interesting style of like
beautiful.
It's like detailed and like highly intricate. Like I was a big fan because I read a lot of the hip hop family tree stuff because I'm white and suburban, so of course I love hip hop.
It's part of your culture,
exactly, kid. Yeah. But yeah, like the way in which he kind of like he retells the stories, and then also like you said, like his art. A lot of his art, he's also kind of like re-showing a lot of the iconic images and scenes and characters from the books too. So it's kind of like he gets to have like a love letter to X-Men. So
he's clearly a fan, which I think makes it that much better. Like he's telling it from a fan's perspective, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, and then if you're trying to get into X-Men currently, like Dawn of X, House of X, Powers of X, and you want to know the history, this is probably the most efficient way to do it. Otherwise, you're talking about reading 40 years of comic books.
Yeah, I mean that is the nice thing is it's like here is the spark notes or like
for real,
almost like Wikipedia entries of a lot of the covers like we said, like a lot of the main beats, a lot of characters, story arcs, scenes, iconic scenes that happen. So you do get to catch up a lot with the X-Men with these.
Yeah, really solid lot there.
And also these ones are basically a complete collection too.
It is, yeah.
He's moved on to he's doing Fantastic Four. So
100%.
Fantastic Four Grand Design. It's called issues 1 and 2 are out of that. Out of it, no one was a 2-part series, but I think he's also there's a lot of Fantastic Four stuff to cover, so he's going to jump back in with more segments. So.
Yeah, and then these are called Treasury Editions. So their size, just for comparison, here's like a normal comic book. So it's a lot taller and a lot wider.
Yeah. So much like the Hush one, it's a lot bigger.
Actually, I think it's very comparable to that. So it's bigger than the Omnibus, just not thicker. Much thinner than the Omnibus, but bigger in terms of height and width.
Because again, he does all of the art, and it's amazing. So it's kind of a way to blow that up and let people really enjoy it. So
yeah. So they're sweet. Also, that's definitely a play on for anybody that knows.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's like X-Men issue 251, which is a Jim Lee cover. I have that on my wall hung up at home. This is like a play on that, so exactly. I totally did that.
Like, he definitely hits a lot of the notes for iconic scenes and stuff like that and recreates them. So
100%. So we move on to
the X-Men of anime. You might want to move this out of the way so we can kind of see it, or you can show it in front of there. Yeah,
is that cool? And then we'll put it back on the buy it now. So buy now,
shiny, but yeah, for right now we've got buy it now. We're dipping into some anime here.
Yeah, so Berserk. Berserk has been written for about 30 years now. It's crazy. Kentaro, I think it's Miura is how his name is pronounced.
I believe so.
Kentaro Miura. He's been writing this on and off for, like I said, well over 20 years at this point. He kind of just randomly comes out with a new volume whenever he feels like it. But they're originally released in like the normal manga, like pocket sized books. They're like a fraction of this. Do you want me to just go grab one or no? For comparison size,
I can mention in the meantime. Yeah.
Do you want? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Like what this is. Again, we're into big books here at Pastimes. Like this one again is a deluxe edition, so it collects quite a bit of the intro of the story arc. This one's deluxe edition volume 1. Again, but it's blown up to show up more of the art. Because Berserk is a very intricately drawn manga. Like there's a lot going on, and yeah, here we are again with Johnny showing off. Like you're getting quite a lot of extra.
That's a lot of extra space. Then it was originally released in these size books, so a few inches taller, a few inches wider.
The art is black and white, just because that's just how they do in most mangas. But again, like there's a lot of intricate designs. This one again, a more mature book.
Oh. Yeah, so Berserk, for those who don't know, I watched the anime first. So the anime is only 25 episodes, and it's weird. It only covers like volumes 7 through 13 of the manga. So you don't even get the beginning of the story really, and it cuts off before there's an end.
Yeah.
So it's kind of odd. But So I loved the anime so much, I probably plowed through it in like 3 nights. That's not even an exaggeration. And then I went and started buying these deluxe editions. So they just started releasing these. This is volume 1. Volume 1 contains the first 3 equivalent of Berserk in these volumes. So every one of these collects 3 of these. Currently, there's 39 of these out. So they're going to have 13 of these minimum. Number 5 is currently released, and they're going to do everything after that. Man, when I say it's the best manga I've ever read, like, bar none, and like Mike said, it's beyond violent. There's so much death, so much gore. You cannot let a kid look at this book. It will distort their view of the world, 100%. Have you read any of this stuff, man?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, like a friend of mine was always really big into Berserk. He does bemoan the fact that it's still ongoing, and it's been a while since they've last put some out. But as far as what's out there, he's a huge fan of it. He's like reread it, like hundreds of times. So he pushed me onto that. So I started reading it, and I'm definitely hooked. And I think I also did when I was growing up. I saw that anime too. So it was kind of very formative. It's just great. It's like dark fantasy. There's not like a whole lot of like necessarily like magic. There's a lot of supernatural stuff too.
Yeah.
And it builds up into it. And we have Guts as kind of the main character here, who has he's lived a hard life, and it's only getting worse in some ways. So it's yeah, Matt in the chat, yeah, saying weird anime. No way. Yeah, like this one is definitely some.
It's pretty up there, man. It's weird.
But also it's definitely one of the like iconic and formative ones where like a lot of people are, like a lot of anime that's coming out now that takes place in a fantasy realm or is kind of like darker or more mature is definitely, they've read Berserk. Like they are definitely, taking off a lot of that stuff and kind of jumping with it. So,
well, and we were talking a few minutes ago about Wolverine and what like a badass he is. Guts.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to read to find out. I don't want to spoil anything.
Is he the Wolverine of anime?
He might be the only person in drawn literature that I think is tougher than Wolverine.
I mean, Matt, you joke. It's like that, but worse. There's a lot of rough stuff in there. Like it's sex, it's violence, it's gore. It's a lot of nightmare fuel. So yeah, like it covers the realms. Like yeah, like this again. When we talk about it is a mature anime, it definitely is. Like it's.
Mike's not wrong, man. Tentacles. Yeah, he wrote in the chat tentacle sex as like I think it's a joke, but that's not far off from what you see.
Yeah.
It's really weird. It's very vivid.
Yeah.
And then just to throw this out there too, if you are interested in this, these things, I just know this because I follow the trends, have been selling like hotcakes.
Yeah.
And they go out of print. I didn't even know we still had this in the store, or otherwise I would have had it up.
I think that we lucked out and we got like one last restock before all this happened because it's one that we we sell them every so often because again, Berserk is an iconic anime. It's one that a lot of current animes pull from.
Yeah.
And I always tell people if you're looking to get into it, you may as well get the deluxe edition because it's bigger pages. You get more at once because I'm the kind of person that likes to have a lot more to be able to consume at once, instead of buying one of the manga volumes at a time. But yeah, as such, we've been selling it a lot here. And then whenever I try to do a reorder, a lot of the times I end up waiting an extra, 2-3 weeks, a month, just because they're kind of trying to restock on them. So yeah, it's definitely one that is moving pretty quickly. So.
Yeah, and then just because this kind of stuff matters to me, I was talking about with the Absolute Edition, how it's actually a better build of book than maybe the Omnibus. I actually think these are the best
I'm a
books.
fan of it, yeah, because it's like that faux leather. It's got like the foiling, the red foiling on these sides, and I think the front too. Yeah,
like the quality of the hardcover is super nice, and then the spine itself, like when you open these, they lay super flat. What you want with a big fat book, when you open it and stretch the spine out, you actually get like an eye here where the book separates. And if you're getting that, you opened it right. These books have beautiful eyes. I know that sounds so weird, but if you have books that are crappily built, they fall apart. These
I used to work at a printing company, so I am all about the kind of weird technical back ends of what goes into actually printing books and stuff like that. So yeah, what you're talking about is correct. These are very high quality hardcovers. It's not going to just fall apart as you read it because there's a lot to read. It's going to take you a bit of time. They get the nice the bookmarker too for you to jump back in too.
That's right. Why I'm so mad at Marvel now, dude. They give you this ribbon. Marvel, you charge me $125 for one of these, and you don't give me a freaking ribbon. Anything. Dark Horse is winning. I really like Dark Horse. Actually, if I had a vote, I would hope that Marvel would make their omnibuses in this design.
And also, like, I mean, it's the kind of thing too. Like, I was a big fan when I saw, like, because when it was first solicited, it was just that front cover and the spine, and I'm like, I'm all about the kind of like faux dark leather and like the red text, because also it fits in universe. Like, it's very much a kind of, you know, you see that book and it definitely like screams Berserk too. So.
Can we get another bid on something?
Yeah, Wildcats on number 1.
No, I think even I think he bid on the grand design too.
Yeah.
I did. Or did you say that?
Yeah, I mentioned.
Totally missed that.
You're fine. Yeah, you were talking about there's a lot of tentacle stuff going on with that.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, you were elsewhere. But also this volume 1 we had at what's the retail?
Yeah, so the retail's 50, and we're only asking 42.
Yeah.
And like I said, this guy, it goes out of print. If I didn't already have this, like, I already own volumes 1 through 4. I'm totally invested. I'm buying all 13 volumes.
Yeah, like I've got one. I've got to get in there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Matt just running. This is the Matt Power Hour here. We're just selling directly to Matt.
Yeah, but you know what? Matt's going to get the best deal on shipping because he's only going to pay $5 and get all this stuff.
Reminder: if you see anything that's buy it now auction, the shipping, we're doing flat $5 for all of it. So again, we'll take payment at the end of the stream if it's a buy it now or if it's one that you bought then. And the auctions, they end tomorrow, the 20th at 4 p.m. Central. So it's a full 24 hours for all of the auction items. So be sure to check back in. Auctions will be posted here in the Facebook post, so that way we can see kind of where everything is at and kind of remind people, all right, here's what each item is at currently. And yeah, we've got a few more items that we want to show you guys before we call it a day.
Yeah. Well, one last thing about this, if you
wait, that is sorry, I don't mean to cut
no,
you off
you're good.
Too. Yeah, Matt reminded me of a very valid point. Because this is being streamed out on Facebook, so like if you are across the country, we are based in Niles, Illinois. So if you're a subscriber who's bidding on this, or if you're just generally in the area, you could forego any of the shipping costs because we are able to do currently curbside pickup. So if you happen to win any of these auctions here or do any of the buy it now, Matt, if you do get outbid, not only will we post on here, but we could also @ your name on the Facebook post. So that way it's kind of, you'll get a notification in your chat. Or whether you look at it on the app, on the website, there'll be a little notification of a comment, just basically mention you in the chat, and then you can check in and see kind of where it's at. So like if somebody bid 21 on that, we'll say we'll say, hey, here's what the current bid is at, and then @ people who are also currently bidding, so you can see what it's at if you want to either increase or kind of let that one go. But yeah, again, so we can do curbside pickup too, so you can kind of forego any of the shipping charges.
So even smarter for him. He's going to save even more.
Exactly, yeah. And I think we had a couple more items here too to show off before we end.
I don't think we have any
or is that it?
ones. We have, if you want to re-put up these last two, but that's it.
Oh, sorry, Christina in the chat. Will buy Berserk.
Really?
That's
who?
That's quick.
Who bought it?
Christina.
Christina.
You get to enjoy quite a lot of interesting stuff there, Christina.
Yeah. Have you ever read Berserk before? Or is this a blind buy? Are you doing this based on recommendation?
Are we that good of anime salesmen? But yeah.
I don't know. I just waited for her to respond. I'm expecting an answer immediately.
Everybody cut off the stream.
Yeah, right.
This, yeah.
But yeah, so do you want to, should we put these two or no?
Hell yeah, like I said, Matt, other people get to join in the fun. I'd say Amazing Spider-Man, because we're big believers in Spider-Man here. So we'll show off.
Bro, he's tattooed on my freaking wrist. Are you kidding me? I love Spider-Man. You are very good anime. It was the tentacle sex, Matt.
Exactly,
thank you very much. That was the selling point.
Oh man, nobody else could see this, but we're seeing from from our producer here. I'm hearing in my earbud. Yes, Spider-Man is cool.
Who drew that?
I assume John did, right?
Did you? That's solid. I love it, man. I think I should open it up for us to talk to.
I think there might be a little cacophonous of everybody talking. We are talking about for the so if you guys again, we have a Discord. So if you go to pastimes.net, we have a link to our Discord page. It's also on our Facebook page. But in the Discord, we have a chat option, but we are also doing there is a room there where we could have voice chat. So we are considering as part of one of these streams, or maybe even as part of the book club, opening up that voice channel and having it as part of the stream. So that way, like when we're talking about a book, we can also get some, like live feedback, if not through chat, if through voice, about the books. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Matt. That way we could yell at us. Yeah. We did see Christina mentioning. Yeah, she's here for the good stuff. So
that's right. So Berserk.
Yeah, Berserk sold. Again, we could square up in the chat. We could take PayPal invoice. We could have curbside delivery or shipment. Shipments are a flat $5 curbside. We are open Mondays through Saturdays from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. as far as the curbside pickup. So you can call ahead of time, say, hey, I've already made an order online. We'll set it aside for you, and we can go from there. So, and yeah, Matt, maybe like I said, one of these days as part of these book clubs, we're definitely probably gonna be dipping back into some X-Men stuff soon. So if you're not able to type, maybe we could have a voice channel opened up too. And yeah, we can get more people involved. Yeah.
I'm always down to talk X-Men.
Yeah, Matt, so far, Matt, Dave, we've got, a lot of people who are kind of, stopping in. Yes, Matt, we could, as part of the curbside stuff, if you want to forego the PayPal invoice, yeah, we take credit card numbers over the phone. So we've got multiple options for payments and also for delivery and pickup. So any of the items that you see on here, it will get to you one way or another. If I have to personally hand deliver it, we'll make sure that it gets to your doorstep.
Pastimes deliveries? Oh man, I'd come up with the pizza bag and have your comics in there.
Exactly. Yeah. Shipping $5, pizza and Mike/Johnny hand delivery.
$10?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we selling ourselves too short?
Yeah, okay. I'm worth a Hamilton. All right.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's $5 for each of us. So we get
right.
Split that.
That's twice as much money as you wanted to make.
So yeah, leave that in the comments if you want more and more hand delivery. Exactly. Yeah. Well, this is the precursor to the comics cookout. Is we've got food. We'll bring it there. We got comics. It's a comics cookout, and then also we get to enjoy talking about comics and eating food. So, or if you prefer talking about anime, some mangas instead of comics, as you see, we're branching out into that. A quick spoiler: we might be looking into more anime stuff too and manga for the comic book corner.
Hey Matt, which flavor?
Buy it now, boys.
That's right. How's that for service?
Exactly. Yeah, that'll be ready and waiting for you when you get your books, Matt.
But if they're shaking up and explode in your face, that's on you.
Exactly. Well, unfortunately, I don't think they're.
Oh, are they not carbonated?
I hope not.
Even better.
But yeah, so we had one more item, I believe.
Yeah, we got this wonderful Spider-Man number 400.
You want to pop these guys down this week, Shaw?
Yeah. Peach,
yeah,
seriously.
Don't worry, yeah. Matt, we're being serious. Remind us when you come pick up the books later. We'll load you up on the Snapple. Ooh.
Oh, Snapple.
ASMR.
Mm.
Don't worry, I'm sure we'll get you one that's not already pre-tasted by Johnny.
Oh, I was just enjoying the peach, man. I'm joining in on the fun.
Yeah, one last fun item here that we've got is the Amazing Spider-Man 400. It is a little tough to see because it is all white, but it is a white embossed retailer cover, I believe it was.
Man,
yeah, man, don't worry.
I'm 100% giving this guy a snap.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Don't worry.
All joking aside.
Oh, that's right. We need some Johnny secrets here. Let's get through the
Johnny
Spider-Man. Let's get through the Amazing Spider-Man 400 real quick. That one was a 1 in 1,000, I believe it says.
Yeah, 10,000. 1 of 10,000.
Yeah, 1 of 10,000. So it was a 1 in 10,000 cover. That one is an iconic issue. It has a death in there. I don't know if we want to spoil it or not, but
even the word death is in quotations on the.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe that.
Yeah,
but even CGC is like, nah, we know what you're going to do later on.
I'm winking a nod with that, but
yeah.
But yeah. So it's a key issue for Amazing Spider-Man, and that one is a pretty tough to come by cover. Like that particular variant. There is one that also uses that kind of tombstone front cover, but it's almost like a weird, like felty, like it's a different kind of feeling. This one is the white embossed one, so it's a bit harder to come by.
Yeah, and it's die cut, which is pretty cool.
The die cut. So yeah, like it's got like layers to it, you know. So it's
like an ogre.
Exactly.
Ogres have layers like onions.
Some nice 3D depth to it. So it's a, you know, and that one is a 9.4.
Yes, that's pretty legit.
Yeah, so we've got, you know, a lot of great items here.
What are we asking for that guy?
That one, I believe, let me double check. I forget what that one we had at last time. But yeah, thanks again for everybody who's coming out. You know, we've had a lot of fun so far. All the items, again, a reminder, they are being auctioned off for one 24-hour period. So any of the auction ones will be here until the 20th at 4 p.m. Central. And the buy it now ones, we'll keep them around for then until, you know, until they're bought. So far the Berserk one bought. That one is off the table. Thanks again to Christina.
Yeah, I know you said you read it already, but I'm so happy somebody bought that because God, I just can't sell it enough. Well, apparently I can. I can sell it for $42. That's
we can't sell it because now we can't get any more for quite a while because those ones do sell out pretty quick. So.
But you know, if just throwing this out there, Christina, if you do want to keep collecting these, we can look into getting you 2, 3, and 4.
Exactly.
We can look into it.
We've had them at before.
Actually, one of my friends bought me number 3 from here before I started working here.
Yeah.
Yeah, she like brought it to me at work one day. She's like, I know you like Berserk, and I was in the mall and they have this store. I'm like, oh, you mean Pastimes?
I definitely remember selling that one.
Do you?
So I was gonna say, like the Berserk one is one that, you know, like I'm kind of entry level on it. Like I basically know like about as much that's in this one and a little bit further.
Sure.
But I'm still just a huge fan of the feel of that one. So like
did you see the bookends that Dark Horse is selling for the set and the exclusive bookends? No. They're insane. They're so expensive. They're like $200 bookends. But what they are is they're like the handle and then the edge of Gut's sword. So when you put them on the ends, it looks like the sword is running through all the books. It's awesome.
It's a long sword.
It's in the book it's like a 12-foot sword. It's bigger than him.
The Dragon Slayer, is that what it was?
Yeah, it is. Yes, the Dragon Slayer. So it actually looks like to scale. It's cool. Look it up, and if you have $200, go for it. But man, that's more than like the set of books is going to cost.
And yeah, so again, sorry, we skimmed over it. I'll put it here in the chat. The 400 is starting auction at 80, which is pretty good for a tougher to come by variant. 9.4 condition.
9.4 is legit because anything over 9 is really good. But I think just 9.4 seems to be an even bigger cutoff, like 0.4, 0.6, 0.8. Seem to go for like
that's where it gets like very granular and like people are it's a big difference. All right, so we might remark this here in the chats. Anything that you want to tease as far as tomorrow's Comics Corner, if you want to remind people who joined us later what we're reading and the special guests that we're going to be having for that too?
Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to be doing Transformers by IDW, More Than Meets the Eye. We're doing issues 1 through 3 and the Death of Optimus Prime one-shot, which is the first trade paperback. Those 4 issues make the first trade paperback. We're going to have a special guest, Eric Garneau, who used to be the main comic dude here. Now there's Mini Eric. And am I Mini Eric Jr. then? Am I Mini Mike?
I think that's how it goes.
I've been upgraded to Mini Mike.
I guess that's an upgrade.
It's a new feature. Let's put it that way. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked on it. IDW seems to be busting out some good books. People love Transformers. People love IDW Ninja Turtles. And people love IDW G.I. Joe. Yeah. I haven't read any of those, but people love them.
Yeah, and like as far as like licensed titles, like the thing like with, you know, whether it's other kind of movies or comic books or video games, stuff like that, like sometimes licensed titles, they feel like they don't really get that much love or attention put into them. But these ones, the Transformers ones, like they're some award-winning books because they took the content of Transformers and kind of revamped it, modernized it, made it like really good. So people are, you know, like, this is a good series, and you know, like you're gonna want to stick around and hear what you got to say about it. And then also Eric, a huge Transformers fan, so I'm sure he's gonna have a lot more insight for it than we can really give. So
well, he's like an English major, so when he analyzes books, it's like beautiful. Exactly, and I'm just like, the pictures were so cool, and they went boom. And Eric's like, well, this is why it's deep.
On blast, but yeah,
100%, yeah. So it'll be cool to have him. I'm just so stoked to shoot the breeze with him. I love talking comics with that dude.
Exactly. And we love talking comics with all you guys. So thanks everybody for showing up, coming out, bidding. The auctions will still be live. The buy it nows will still be live for the day too. But once those are sold, they're sold. So we'll keep you guys updated with the pricing or as things move. Again, a recap: we've got a few bids right now for some of the auctions. The Berserk sold pretty quickly to Christina. Thank you very much. We're gonna have to find more paper anime. It seems like that's what the people want.
Oh, I don't know if I should say this live or not, but we should maybe look into auctioning off those Dragon Ball boxes. Oh, I think that would be
so. There's some big boxes.
They are.
We've got some people who are interested in Dragon Ball. We'll be sure to
And if you ever want to talk Dragon Ball, man, that's like if there was a trivia contest of anything, I would win. It's Dragon Ball. I would school anybody on Dragon Ball.
Transformers is to Eric as Dragon Ball is to you.
100%. Like I might talk a big game with X-Men, but there's some nerds out there that would out nerd me. But now with Dragon Ball, I will out nerd the Dragon Ball nerds. 100%.
So Matt, again, recap: the auctions close. It's a full 24 hours. So we started the stream at 4 p.m. Central. So they are going to close at 4 p.m. Central tomorrow. Basically at the start of our Comics Corner tomorrow, which we're usually doing about 4 p.m. give or take. When that's on, it's kind of like the market closing bell for our auction. So
can we get an actual bell?
I guess. Yeah. Closing auction.
That's right.
We'll have to get it.
Or we'll just get Will Ferrell with cowbell.
No, exactly.
Can I be honest? I never thought that was that funny. I think it's so overblown. Am I the only one? Or does everybody love that?
Is that your Johnny Secrets, your hot take on an 80s skit from SNL?
Man, I was gonna say we need something to spark the hot secret. We can't just you can't just put me on the spot. And the Transformers one is for tomorrow. I can't spill that today. Yeah, I'm down to have a secret.
No early secrets, yeah.
I love Dragon Ball Z, but I suck. Wait, no, if you love Dragon Ball Z, you anti-suck.
Yeah,
you blow. That's the anti-suck, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's an insult too. I don't get that. How is that sucks and blows are both insults, but they're opposites? That's goofy.
Man, this is some real deep stuff here in the Johnny Secrets corner.
Yeah, you're the only one. I'm the only one who likes Dragon Ball. I don't know what I'm the only one of.
Yeah, we missed that one. If you want to reiterate that one, but yeah, no, thank you, Matt, again for joining us. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, David, for hopping by earlier, and Zachary with the hot tech tips.
Oh wait, I know what the hot take was supposed to be. The Starbucks thing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
All right. So for those of you who don't know, I have a second job. I work at Starbucks, so I have a high opinion about that. And today, I picked up some drinks from Mike and our coworker Zach, and they were like, "Oh, get us light ice so we can get more drinks." And I'm like, "No, you're foolish. You don't even understand how to order a drink. So if you go to Starbucks and get light ice, stop. Here's what you do: you get if you get a medium, you get a grande pink drink. Order it in a venti cup with extra ice. You will get more drink and more ice. The drink stays colder, and then when it melts, you get even more. Boom, light ice." And also, I'm gonna tell you, every barista that ever makes your drink, if you get light ice, they hate you. I'm just letting you know. Man. I know, secrets, right?
But these secrets are hitting too close to home, Johnny.
And no foam. Can you believe people order steamed milk and then want no foam? Do you know that you don't know what you're ordering?
Real quick to Matt. So the comics,
venti cup extra ice, my man, Matt. You know how to live.
Comics, we will be shipping them out. The new comics do come in tomorrow, Matt. It's mostly DC issues. I'm not sure which ones, if any of them came in for you. So yeah, we will have those available for pickup tomorrow. An email should have gone out if you had anything coming in. Thank you, Ryan. Unfortunately, I can't. Maybe at an after-hours stream, we can try and do some of that stuff. So stick around after midnight. We'll be able
for Ryan.
Exactly.
Ryan, what kind of money are you talking? That's not a free service here. Okay, if Berserk Tentacle Sex is worth $42, what is that worth? More.
In time, Ryan.
Thanks for
stopping by. I hope you're doing okay, Ryan. I know it's been a while since we got to hang out. Shout outs to my boy Ryan.
Oh, that's a good. So, are you asking if Diamond stopped publishing and stopped shipping? They stopped shipping everything, and they stopped publishing new stuff about 4 weeks ago.
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say As far as publishing, a lot of Marvel and DC got kind of like the pencils down orders a while back. So what they were doing with the shipping, or at least what they were sitting on, some of the books were already made, so they were kind of sitting on those, and now they're kind of shipping them out again at the start here. Some books got canceled. I don't know if they've gotten like a full list of those ones yet, but they're kind of moving on with that stuff. So
Whoa.
Ryan getting a little excited in the chat here, but I mean, we're all a little excited right now when it comes to comics.
Good transition.
Exactly. Yeah. So thanks for coming on by, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. talking comics in the Comics Corner about Transformers, the IDW series, and we'll have our special guest Eric. So he'll be able to join us. Eric Garneau, you might know him as the previous comics manager. So thanks everybody for coming on by, and we will be seeing you back at 4 p.m. tomorrow. That's when the auctions end too. So be sure to keep an eye out on those. Joining us, and we will see you tomorrow.
Thank you.